Oh man, it has been a while since I've genuinely just felt like I want to get on the mic and tell you about a game. It's kind of weird for me. Usually, I'm playing games that people have already heard about, maybe for even 20 years before I'm playing them. This is a game called Ironsight, and I've used some of the gameplay for it for a commentary in the past, but I wanted to do a dedicated video talking about this. In a nutshell, I believe this game has the potential to be huge in terms of the PC free-to-play shooter scene, at least for what a lot of us want, coming from console shooters to wanting some PC shooters. I just think it has so much potential. It just needs a little bit of work. In a nutshell, it's roughly a free-to-play third-party Call of Duty. And that's not always fair to say, but this is one of those games that I can say it in a good way. It's not like, oh, it's trying to be Call of Duty. This genuinely captures from day one that kind of Call of Duty just feel that I would go for. And that is freaking fantastic. It's developed or published or something by Area Games. And not all of the language translation is completely polished, but every time I boot it up, it just has that arcade magic in and out, sweet, mindless first-person shooter gunplay that I genuinely want on a PC shooter and that I get whenever I boot up Modern Warfare Remastered on my PlayStation. However, there is a little bit of quicker burnout there, whereas with Modern Warfare Remastered, I can pretty much play until I pass out. With this one, I get a little burned out after a couple hours because of some of the lag issues I'll talk about in a moment. But for mindless, just FPS play, it's fantastic. It's only whenever you try to get more serious and really get those kill streaks in that it can get a little frustrating. But that's okay. I mean, honestly, there are not enough PC shooters like this, and so I want to do my best to encourage people to check out this game. This is not a sponsored video, although I am open to that opportunity in the future, but I want to spread the word. I've been having a blast with it for a free-to-play game. As I mentioned before, there's a little bit of frustrating thing with the lag, with the netcode. I referenced before, but I'll point you to again. Battle Nonsense did a video analyzing the netcode, and for the most part, it has a competent enough tick rate, it has fast enough response time for most things. But due to the way that it utilizes, I believe, TCP-based netcode, there is some lag when it comes to player movement, which means that while everything else seems to connect instantly, you can get killed from what seems to be behind walls, or from a kill streak while you're in a building, things like that, because your movement is not totally in sync with the other players or the server. Now, they have commented many times saying that they are working on it and plan to fix it, and this game is definitely in a rough beta, but that is one thing that kind of enjoyment of this game kind of hinges on for a little bit. Another major complaint I have about it is the unlock system. It requires a lot of grinding. It requires many points because you have to build up a lot of points in order to unlock a gun in the first place. And there are so many bad guns, especially with the earlier guns that you can get, that you can spend all that time getting points, unlock a gun, and then hate it because it feels completely useless. And that really doesn't feel good. That's not rewarding at all. Then there's, you have to repair your weapons, or eventually you won't be able to use them until you repair it. Like for more coins, it's just basically a coin sink, and those kinds of degradation stuff always bug me in any game. And then you can get weapons from crates, or if you buy them cheaper, that expire after a couple days, which harkens back to my original time in the early 2000s with combat arms, wherein I would only get to play every couple weeks, and every time I logged in, my guns were expired. And it just seemed counterproductive to actually buy them because they would expire by the time I get to play again. So for casual play, that element feels super unrewarding and honestly pretty bad. The base guns are really bad, and there's really insanely good unlock guns, but they're so far out of reach and you have to know which ones to get. When you're leveling up the guns, however, the system is great. You get unlock tiers, and you can unlock your attachments before you're actually at the gun level, so then you have to keep using the gun in order to unlock have the ability to use the attachment. And the skins seem really cool, but they cost so much to buy the skinned variant of a gun, because if it's like 20,000 credits to buy the gun, then it's like 40 to 100,000 to buy the skinned variant of the gun. You don't just buy the skin, it's like a whole different gun. That irks me. I would honestly pay like $30 to $40 to play this game if it meant skimming down some of the microtransactions. But then that would make it harder to have an audience and yada yada. They need more money because I feel like a console version of this would be fantastic, especially, you know, for the free-to-play console market, but they don't have the resources to port the console right now. I do also believe that it needs to be ported or, you know, released through Steam because it would have so much more of an audience there. And so I really hope they can connect with Valve and get this released as a free-to-play game on Steam. As far as the maps go, they're kind of neat. They're all definitely basic generic variants of other modern military first-person shooters, but they are tiny. And so you're constantly flipping spawns and just basically doing loop-de-loops around the map, which takes very little time. They look like they're Call of Duty size for some of the smaller Call of Duty maps, but they all play almost like Shipment, or just like some of the, not always like exactly like Shipment, but maybe like a little bit of a bigger Shipment. It's just, they're so tiny. I want to see some more longer range maps, especially with the weird time to kills and movement lag. I would love to see bigger maps in this game, much bigger maps. I wanted to clarify, Shroud almost single-handedly ruined perception of this game. He booted up in stream, gave little time, screwed up his sensitivity, and said that there was mouse acceleration that you couldn't disable, and just rage quit. And now there's a lot of people that won't touch it because of this. The team has confirmed, and I can confirm through my own testing, there is no mouse acceleration in this game. Now, it may not 100% be raw input just because it doesn't give you the option, but there is no acceleration, and as far as me and a few of my buddies who are very sensitive to PC first-person shooters can tell, it's raw input. There is no acceleration whatsoever, so do not worry about that. All of the controls feel tight and great. This game is so close to being the perfect free-to-play shooter in terms of mechanically recreating what you want out of Call of Duty. And I am so stoked to see if they can get caught up with it. They don't do a whole lot of major updates like regularly. I'm hoping that means that they're saving up a big one coming soon. We shall see. If it gets more fixes in and gets more attention throughout the summer, I really think it could be a fantastic PC competitor to Call of Duty. So I really hope we can see some of that support going, and I'm going to do my part here to spread the word as well. So this is Ironsight. It's great. I have a lot of fun with it all the time. I don't always do the best, but frequently I'm topping my team's leaderboards. Even if I don't have the best KD, because like I said, trying to go like for kill streaks and for a smooth KD can often result in some frustration with the movement lag. Hopefully they get it all fixed up though. I'll link you to my buddy BBK Dragoon's videos on the game. He's made some good videos on it as well. I, Diddy, Blizzard Ball, my usual squad, we have been playing it quite a bit. I hope we get to play it more soon. I'm probably going to take a break from working and go play it right now. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe for more awesome gaming content. I'm hoping to, if you don't watch my main channel, you may have missed that I actually had to move very abruptly, just like across a week, just suddenly had to move. And so that threw off my schedule. I knew I made that video saying, oh, I'm going to make videos now, and then I stopped. That's because I had to move, and I'm getting my setup set back up. So as things get rolling in again, hopefully I'll get content smoothed out here on the channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.